Now, last year we spoke about Jo Cooper. She was a woman who took her body corporate of her apartment building to court and won a legal battle to keep her 13-year-old dog Angus in her apartment. So this week in Victoria, the state government passed a ruling allowing pets to now live in rental properties. This is monumental. Dougal Beattie, massive news for people renting with pets.
Certainly is, guys. Good morning to you. It is absolutely big news for any people who've wanted to bring their furry friends with them into a rental property. Landlords can no longer unreasonably block their pets from staying with them. That is great news for anyone who's been like me and has tried to hide evidence that they actually got a pet living with them. So if renters, if they want to bring their pets with them, they'll need to bring some written consent. But landlords, if they want to appeal, they'll have to take this to a tribunal. Now, we'll come in here with me and we'll meet the couple of the hour, because inside the apartment we do have Scott and his little King Charles Cavalier. This is Rosie. Scott and Rosie, good to meet you both. Thanks very much for having us here today. Now, I just wanted to ask you guys, how hard has it been to actually find a place for Rosie to stay with you?
Yeah, so before I got Rosie, I was living in Brisbane, and obviously when I was in that apartment, I got her approved, like a pet approved before I purchased her, and I planned to stay there for a while, but obviously life happens and, you know, you have to move for certain reasons. So when I moved to Melbourne, I did struggle to find both like a full lease on like my own apartment, but also the thing that was the most annoying was when I went to flatmates or looking for a share house. They'd love Rosie, they'd like me, and they'd be keen to have us, but they would just say, our lease says no pets, and they wouldn't even want to try and, you know, ask the real estate because it was just too much effort, right? So that was sort of a bit annoying, especially because her, you know, she's such a well-natured dog, and it was an automatic no and a maybe yes, whereas now it's sort of the opposite. So, yeah.
Now, we do see a lot of pets. We see a lot of dogs in workplaces. We see you can bring them into cafes. Rosie's got her own plans here today. Was it frustrating that you weren't able to automatically bring your pet with you wherever you wanted to stay?
Yeah, so her in particular, she comes to work with me almost every day. So because she's sort of an office type dog, she's well natured. Everyone loves to see her when they're working. But it was sort of frustrating that, like I was saying, it's sort of not taken into consideration what sort of dog she is. It was sort of just a landlord just says, no, I don't want to know about a dog. Whereas now, as you said, it is within reason. So it's not just any dog can be anywhere. You can't have a Great Dane in a shoebox apartment, right? But now it's sort of on that, a yes at first, and then it could be a no if it's not appropriate.
Well, it's obviously good news for you both. Thanks very much for having us. And guys, this new law will be coming into its fullest effect on March 6.
Thank you very much, Dougal, and thanks, Scott and Rosie. And I hazard a guess that Rosie would be a much cleaner and tidier flatmate than a lot of flatmates I've had in the past.
Yeah, me too, exactly. I think so. She looked fantastic. But it is really interesting to see that the Real Estate Institute of Victoria put out a press release a couple of days ago saying they're pretty firmly against this and that it's going to cause delays, confusions, going to cause a whole lot of issues. But really, I think the more that people are going to be spending longer in the rental market, the more concessions that landlords are probably going to end up giving, whether they like it or not, really.
That's it. And it could always be that thing, a little bit more bond. Yep. If you have a pet, perhaps, I'm sure we'll see a lot of changes and a lot of ideas coming through for this one. Which leads us to our poll question for this week. Should pets be allowed in all rental properties across Australia? So please go to facebook.com/domain.com.au and register your vote, and we'll update you a little later on the show. It'll be interesting to see how many landlords jump on that and how many tenants jump on that.
Quickly, what do you think? What's your kind of go-to on this?
Look, I have pets, I love pets, and I have found it difficult in the past, but I appreciate, you know, the damage that can be done, and I would pay more bond.
That's diplomatic.
If I'd like to keep my pet.
That is very diplomatic.
Yeah, I'm sitting on the fence.
I don't know. Look, if I were to say that 100% of the time, 100% of the pets, I don't know. I'd probably say no to that. There's got to be some exceptions, right? I mean, don't come down too hard on me, world of Facebook. I don't know. I just think 100%, I'm not so sure.
So you think it's going to be 50-50?
No, I think it's probably going to be more yeses to this than no's.
We'll let you know a little later on. Well, the results are in, and it's pretty tight. 55% of you said yes, you should be allowed pets in rentals. 45 said no.
I think that's pretty interesting. It's pretty close. 55 yes, 45 no. I think it was about the wording here. All pets. You know, there's going to be some...
in all properties.
All pets in all properties. I think if the default answer is yes, and then you've got to work backwards from there, I think the answer would be more percentage on yes there.
Yes, maybe. I don't know people who don't like pets. They kind of weird me out a little bit.